9 times out of 10, firstborn children are robbed the opportunity of being a child because they gotta help. They gotta help their parents do this, help their parents do that for the rest of the younger siblings. Okay, guys, welcome back. Welcome back. We are still in the month of January, so I hope that all my New Year's resolution gym rats, gym goers, are still in the gym, and I hope that everyone else is sticking true to their New Year's resolutions. Can't speak. That's crazy. But come on, let's have a drink with me. I said, come on, let's have a drink with me. Come on, have a drink with me. Wow. Okay, so today I have a Am I the a-hole? Okay, I'm gonna read it, all right? Am I the asshole for refusing to hand over my college fund for my little sister's surgery? Question. I, 17 male, am the oldest kid in my family. My parents have 2 bio kids, and me and my 12-year-old sister, and they adopted my 4 other siblings. I had dozens of foster siblings over the years as well. My parents have struggled to make time and have the money for all of us. So they struggle to make time and also struggle to have the money for all of them. It has meant a lot of sacrificing and mostly on my part. My parents were able to make sure all my younger siblings had at least one activity outside of school to do, but they never did that for me. I was forced to play football when I was 5, but by the time I was 7, my parents started fostering and I was no longer able to do that. My siblings all get to do something they like. He said that this author said their sister's name. I'm not gonna say the name. Sibling does dance, for example. Some of my other siblings are in music classes. So my question for the parents is, if you know that you can't financially afford to adopt and foster all of these youths, why do it? Why would you do that? Because children are expensive, girl. Children cost money. And if you know you don't got the money, why you keep getting, why you keep, it's not like they kept having bio children, even though that's a whole other conversation. But it's not that they kept, having kids on accident, like actual biological kids. They made the conscious decision to go out and adopt and foster kids when you're already struggling with your, I mean, I guess they did it for their own reasons. Shout out to the people that are taking care of other people's kids. Shout out to them for looking out for other children. But are you actually looking out for them if you bring them into a struggling environment? Anyway, the younger kids were also able to prioritize school with field trips. Younger kids were also prioritized, with school field trips. I don't know if I'm reading that right or if my wires in my brain not connecting, but okay. So they always got to go while I haven't since I was 6. The last time I asked, when I was about 9, and my parents told me to work for the money to pay. Wow, you telling a 9-year-old to work for the money to pay for a school field trip? My grandparents found out what they said and gave me the money, and my parents took it off me to use for the household. My grandparents were so mad at them for that. Okay, that's all right. They delayed my tonsil surgery by 2 years because they prioritized 2 foster kids and 2 of my siblings' surgeries over mine. So he getting put on the back burner for everything, health and all of that. That's crazy. My grandparents saw how much I was getting the short end of the stick with my parents, and they set up a college fund for me. It was a lot of money and really caught me off guard. My parents knew about it, my parents know about it, but cannot access it. They only know because of a fight with my grandparents over the lack of saving for my future when they have saved something for my siblings. My parents said the money my grandparents saved should be divided equally because $350,000 is a lot to save for one grandchild when you have multiple. Okay, so, excuse me. So the grandparents started looking out for this kid because they saw that the actual parents weren't looking out for the kid. And now the parents want to split the money that the grandparents put aside for the kid that they weren't looking out for with the rest of the kids that they were looking out for. Okay. That money is still there and I have plans for it. But my younger sister is 5 and she needs a pretty major stomach surgery. She's had a lot of health troubles since her birth, and my parents have paid a lot of money on her medical expenses. They were both told the surgery could turn her life around and give her a chance at living with less pain and stomach complications. It could give her a more normal childhood because she can't do a lot. They don't have the money for the surgery, and they want me to give them the money to pay for it and for the expenses afterward. They said they need $270,000 for the whole thing. And maybe they can give some of it back, but they might need even more if stuff gets more complicated. And I told them I told them they can't have that money, and they lost it and told me I was being selfish, and I argued back. I told them that they can't have the money. Oh, read it already. And I argued back that they take from me all the time. I asked why they didn't make the money they saved for my siblings. Why didn't they take the money they saved for my siblings and use that? Why does it have to be mine? They said I'm putting cause before my sister's future and accuse me of being unwilling because she's my sister through adoption and not my bio sister. Am I the a-hole? That's a lot to unpack and digest and think about. Honestly, like, first of all the firstborns in the world, shout out to y'all and thank you. If no one has said if you're a firstborn child and no one has said thank you to you today, I'm saying thank you to you because firstborn children are faced with so much that they have to do. You know what I'm saying? Like, 9 times out of 10, firstborn children are robbed the opportunity of being a child because they gotta help. They gotta help their parents do this, help their parents do that for the rest of the younger siblings. But to answer the question about being the a-hole, I don't think you are. I don't think you're the a-hole at all because what? Your grandparents started looking out for you because your actual parents weren't looking out for you. And they put money aside so you can have a good start at life, you know? And now your parents want to take that good start at life to help you for your little sister's surgery, and not even your biological little sister, your adoptive sister. Like, that's nuts. That's nuts for me because yeah, they're siblings, but they're adoptive siblings. And to create a bond with your adoptive sibling, you have to actually like create that actual bond. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? And just a lot to digest. There's a lot to digest. But no, I don't think you're the asshole for that. I do not think you're the asshole for that. You have to look out for yourself because your parents aren't looking out for you. They're too worried about your sister. And it's not like they're trying to borrow $5,000 from you. They trying to get $250,000 out of the $350 that you have. That's more than half of the money that you have. Way more than half the money that you have put away so you can go to school and start your life and start your future and actually get away from them not, taking care of you the way they should have. So no, I don't think you're that asshole. I do hope that the sister is doing well. Hope that she can somehow figure it out. I hope the parents can somehow figure it out. But I do not think you're the asshole at all. Because look at it, right? You have $350,000. They want you to give them $270,000, which is nuts, bro. 270 is crazy. Out of 350, that's nuts. And they're not even saying, let me borrow it. Even though you wouldn't even lend them that because they're already struggling as it is. How are they going to pay back $250,000 to you? Yeah, you're not the asshole. You're not. You're not. I'm sorry to that little girl. Hope that she I'm sorry, that little girl, but it's not your responsibility. It's really not your responsibility. That's not your child. And that's also not your biological sibling.